Hi, welcome back to Geekified. It's been a wee while since you've seen us, 2 weeks, I think, since the last episode. Unfortunately, I've had the lurgy, so I have not been able to speak very much. But I'm back. I'm not going to cough as much. Barry's not here tonight. Callum is not here tonight. But we do have the wonderful Ryan. How you doing?
What's up, brother? What's up, guys? I'm good, man. I'm good.
And the wonderful Kirsty.
Hi, diddly ho, neighbours.
Yeah.
How long did I think about that?
You didn't need to say it, what do you know?
Somebody's been working through our intros.
Oh, I know.
It's like just standing in the mirror
just
going,
been
right, I'm going to Flanders. It's definitely,
I've just been watching a lot of Simpsons.
like it.
I think we've got quite a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of stuff in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Tons of shit. Hope my insomniac brain can still kind of process it all, but right now, but yeah.
There might be a lag over here.
If you see a wee kind of thing go in my head, like dee, 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 for a bit.
The screen's not frozen. He's just thinking.
The wee rainbow buffer spiral just on your forehead.
Aye.
So, biggest topic that there's been for a while. I think there's been every YouTube channel's covered it, but it's about time for us to have a wee discussion about it, and that is the Marvels. The Marvels has been adored and hated in equal measure over the last couple of weeks since it's been out. I did get a chance to go and see it just a couple of days ago. I won't say what I thought. Ryan's managed to watch it as well. Kirsty's not watched it, but you know pretty much every bloody thing that's happened.
Yeah, it's kind of been unavoidable, unfortunately.
So I've got zero idea what you think about it. So this is quite interesting. What I will say was I didn't hate it. Ryan hated it.
No, see, the thing is, I didn't even hate it as much. I wished in some ways that it was more offensive, and I don't mean offensive in the way of like, do you know what I mean? They said this, I was like, but like something that I could genuinely be like, look at that. Do you know? It was just very. Do you know what it felt to me? There's some parts when I was watching it where it really felt like, you know, in The Boys, when they've got those excerpts when they're doing the Boys film, and it's the most generic kind of thing, like, and it's kind of taking the piss out of it. It's like
superhero movies.
Stop, do that, and it's like the most generic kind of like that's what it felt like to me in some scenes, where it was just so cookie cutter, so by the numbers. There was some bits I was genuinely like, this is a shame because I don't know what's happened in the whole production of that. We can talk about that, but like, there are some wee bits that I'm like, man, I was primed and ready to hate this. Maybe I wouldn't as much if some things happen. Like Brie Larson, who I've got no time for, some parts I was like, oh, they decided to give her a personality. Do you know what I mean? But
it's exactly what I said on maybe a wee chat, and I put it on the chat saying like, I was so pleasantly surprised because in Captain Marvel, the first one, she came from the Keanu Reeves School of Acting, just a piece of wood. There was no emotion, no nothing, just lines.
But as much as I say that, I would then go right back, and not that it was a better performance in the way that she had a bit more personality, but that personality was silly cat lady. Do you know what I mean? Which is like, and I'm like, so was that? Because there was a bit I actually had to like record and send my pal and be like, when she's got like the cat jumps on her shoulder, and I'm like, I wonder what demographic they're trying to get at there. You know what I mean? Like, now she's Superman, but with cats. She's a single woman cat lady.
Just casually pointing out to Ryan that I've got a cat, mate. So just
yeah, I know.
But you're like, and what?
But it's like I was just
like Superman with a cat. What's the fucking problem?
Again, I'm going to be pedantic with the things I hate, and the fact that like she's, and I know it's not a cat. Fuck off. Like the thing is, but it's like it's standing on her shoulder and she's zooming through space. If anybody's ever even been around a cat, you know that cat's not just sitting on your shoulder hunkered down. That's going to like be lost to the fucking expanse of time and no time.
So I'm not disagreeing with you. I get it, but that's one of the things that I kind of liked about the movie. There's one of the few little parts, like, see, again, right, there wasn't a standout. Sorry, Kirsty, we'll tag in at some point.
No, you're good. Honestly, I'm not really fussed about hearing more spoilers about this. I'm just intrigued about the whole discussion that's going on behind it.
There's not a huge amount of spoilers for the movie. It's a standalone story.
Yeah. There's nothing.
There's nothing there really. You could
apart from the very end, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
I can tell you what happens in the end, but it's what you would expect.
So by the way, spoilers. Like if anybody's spoilers.
Yeah, but I kind of liked the fun quality. I think it was. I don't say it's. I've seen Brie Larson and other stuff, and she is a good actress. She can do stuff, but she was just dull as dishwater as Captain Marvel. She just didn't manage to. And I don't know if it was direction or whatever, because she's Oscar nom or Oscar winner. Oscar nom.
I think she won the room. I think she did. Rightly, like totally deserved. By the way, like
so I've actually not seen the room, but I would need to give it.
Same,
my
I don't
God,
know. I didn't watch it either.
It's so freaking harrowing. You will love it. It's like, see, because it's bizarre that she went from such an insular. I can't remember the timelines of whether she did the room and amongst Marvel or whether it was pre-Marvel.
Before.
Yeah.
So she went from very, very insular films and roles into this really big, but I don't necessarily feel like it's her portrayal of Captain Marvel that I didn't gel with. I think it's what they did to Captain Marvel. Like I didn't feel like she had
anything.
that, like, oh my God, like this all powerful, like.
I think, like, see, I've always said, like, see, villains and superheroes, they have to earn their attitude. They have to earn it. I mean, like, you had, like, Iron Man, he was just a bit of a dick the way he behaved and all that, but he earned it because he was a billionaire, a philanthropist, the whole fucking spiel. Stop swearing, Chris.
And Captain America was the same, but the opposite. That's what made them. He was the shining golden boy, but they had to learn learn that everything isn't as it is. Do you know what I mean? So but this is a thing that's missing so much these days, and brings me back to the film Captain Marvel. But so many of Phase 4, right? Is what happened to people working for their powers and stuff like that and learning them and be like Iron Man, I know it's not his power, but building everything that's going wrong and having to go through the different Mark 1, Mark 2. People actually having to like, oh shit, this is how this works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like in the Marvels, man, one of the most... I had to pause it and literally cringe out my seat for a minute.
The line.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to say?
I know what you're going to say, and it just
Please tell me the line.
No, right. So
I love a cringy line.
Monica Rambeau is trying to figure out her powers. Now it's not just she's trying to figure out how to fly. Yeah. Right. Now the thing is, as well, as it brings in another problem with the MCU as well, we all know now, is joking when times are actually something horrible's happening. Do you know what I mean? They never used to have this as much. Like when something was happening in Iron Man or the Avengers, it was like, oh, this is happening. We need to. But, you know, Kamala, I think it was, by the way, one of the best things about the film is her, right? But she's falling out the sky, about to die. No way can save her. Captain Marvel's away, who's the only one that can fly, and they're like, Rambo, we think you can possibly fly. You better go and fly right now. And she's like, I can't fly. Whilst this chick's falling out the air, right? That's not a long time. And Samuel Jackson is, or, you know, Nick Fury, I don't even want to call him Nick Fury anymore. Just Samuel Jackson is just like, well, you better learn it because she's going to die if you don't. And like so calm, right? It's not like, and she's right. I'm trying to learn, and he goes, "Come on, use that black girl magic." And then she goes,
he doesn't even say that. He just shouts at her, "Black girl magic," as if it's like some sort of banana man.
Yeah, like black girl magic, and she goes, "Oh," because of black girl magic. Could you imagine? I know that get like always what a thing. That's still a thing. Imagine just Chris Hemsworth sitting about, you know, even though he's from Norse mythology and that, white man magic.
But it's not even.
Like it would, it'd be cringy as, but no.
But it's not even the term black girl magic. It's the fact that he just shouts out something that's to do with her, with the colour of her, and says that you suddenly should have your superpowers because I've mentioned the colour of you in magic.
Which is nothing to do
with the character, nothing to do with anything. It's honestly the most cringe moment I've ever seen in Marvel. It was terrible.
Oh, 100%. It made me have to pause and cringe and be like, I think I'm going to flick through my phone for a bit and then, do you know what I mean, and then go back.
There's quite a few other channels have done like entire videos discussing that line. It's like Nerdrotic has literally like lambasted it like so bad.
But deservedly so.
But he would lambast a bloody copy of it. Yeah.
But like you are really right that there's so many things that are lacking from Marvel films that used to be in there. Like characters really, like you were saying, like earning their attitudes, like earning their stripes, the way that they are actually making sense with what you know about them. But there's this like total lack of consequence in superhero films now, I feel. And I feel like a lot of productions have done that, whether it's films, series or whatever. Stranger Things were really bad for it as well.
Don't get me started on Stranger Things.
Like,
without
going down that rabbit hole either.
Let's not go into that.
But they just seem to think, we can't possibly put any of our forefrontal characters in immediate danger. We can't have any risk. We can't have anything happen to any of them. So we're just going to sort of like joke our way around it, and then you stop caring because you feel like nothing bad is going to happen.
Well, that's the thing. You knew at this point, there's no way this 14-year-old girl's going to fall and like splat. Do you know what I mean? Like, and okay, that's the thing with a lot of films, right? But you still need to have the actors and the scene portray it as serious. Like, there was a lot of bits in this film, and I know a lot of Marvel films are terrible for it, but this one especially, there's bits, and I was like, wouldn't as director you have somebody go like, no, like a big thing instead of, oh shit, because there's another bit where they're trying to like help each other in space, or like she's trying to catch her. It might be even the same bit actually. She's trying to catch her, and even when she does it, she keeps missing her. And it's quite harrowing, the visuals of it, because what you usually see is a superhero go down and grab them, but she's never flown before, so she's trying to grab her, and she keeps just missing her and blah blah. And I actually thought the visual of that was quite but they're joking and laughing about it as they're doing
attitude doesn't
it. Apart from Kamala Harris, who is one big scream that's like, "Oh my God, we're going to die," which actually felt
the Vice
appropriate.
President of America,
Kamala Harris. Jesus Christ.
She was it.
What was it? We did it, Joe.
That'd be a much scarier, horrible film if that.
It'd be a very, very different movie.
How long before they make a horror film called The White House?
Oh
How
my
long?
God, that'd be
How
so
long?
good.
Yeah, there's one out there now. I don't know if anybody's seen it called CGI Crocodile.
No.
I want
No,
it.
but, so my point is, if they're going to make that, they should make the White House. But yeah, maybe we'll watch the trailer another time. We can all comment.
Yeah.
But basically, it is like a crocodile jumps into a movie something or falls in the water, and it turns them into a bad CGI crocodile.
Amazing.
That sounds like the kind of stuff
Gold.
that we want.
No, it would be funny. It's a funny.
Yeah.
It knows it's having a laugh.
But I did say there was one scene, right, and I don't laugh out loud in cinema that often. You just get does it. But I actually burst out laughing at one scene in Marvels, and it was. I don't know if you would like it because it is.
There was a scene I kind of laughed at as well. So
The
I'm wondering.
it was for me. But
No.
I know you wouldn't like it because
Yeah.
it's so stupid, but it was done so well. I won't say it. I will not spoil this part
Okay,
for you
okay.
because it's for me.
Give me one moment.
It's hot. It's useless. It's
But
horrible.
it
It's the
was-
most ridiculous.
It's
mechanic I've
ridiculous,
ever
right?
seen.
It's
Do you know
ridiculous,
what?
right? I
But
agree.
Don't
Thor,
tell
Love
me
and
what it
Thunder.
is.
It's-
Don't tell me what it is.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch it and see if I can find
Yeah.
out what
It's
scene,
as
because you
daft as
clearly
anything
feel
to
very
Thor, Love and
differently
Thunder.
about
It
it.
doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense
But
in the world.
I don't think I was laughing at it. It was how they did it with the music. I literally
Fair
burst
enough,
out laughing.
and there is a scene. To be honest, I hated the whole mechanic about use your powers at the same time and they all swap. I thought that was such a.
Again, this is where I kind of liked it.
I
I
warmed
think,
on it a wee bit, right? But I thought it was a very restrictive. That maybe something that was for a few scenes or something that happened for maybe an act, but not the whole film. Do you know what I mean? More because it was like right. But like there was one thing where they done it quite well, where they don't know what's going on and they're kind of learning it. Not the other one where they actually learn it. That was less interesting. But the one at the beginning was more interesting when the house is getting destroyed and all that. So there was bits of that. But what I actually liked most out of all it was when they were just in the ship together, like getting to kind of know each other and getting to be
that was
pals.
fun.
That was
It was like a buddy cop movie when they were all kind of getting to know each other. It was, but this is the thing about the movie, right? I didn't dislike it and I didn't walk away loving it, but you can tell it's a bloody mess. You can tell this extra scenes. I could spot them a mile away. You could tell how it was recut and redone and all this stuff. Because, like I said, it was like Captain Marvel was never like that, but in this, she was quite likable and funny.
Yeah.
So they've obviously thought we need to make her likable.
I don't even think she was that likable funny. It was more like somebody like making a character they're trying to make likable and funny. It wasn't that kind of like Tony Stark thing where this guy could be an asshole, but goddamn, I like him. It's like,
Aye.
or even I know it's not the same character.
Deadpool.
Yeah, but it was like she went for what she was in the first film, this stoic dickhead who like steals somebody's motorbike in the first 5 minutes of the film, to like going, oh puppet or oh kitty, like chasing her about and all that. And I was like, they're trying to make her now what every mid-30s women is like, oh, I mean, they're kind of, and I was like, it's too late. Do you know what I mean? I don't.
What I will say is this is Miss Marvel's film. Absolutely. She stole it for me. I did watch the TV show. I didn't think it was great, but it was good, but it was not for my age group.
I missed the
It was
TV
definitely
show.
a younger person's version
Yeah.
of the show, but it was good to watch and see. But she stole it.
Every scene that had any heart was her.
Oh my God, she came in it with just so much emotion, so much. She just enjoyed the shit out of it. She came in and every line, every bit of comedy was so real and raw.
I
felt like it was a fangirl who was actually with these
That's what I was going
superheroes.
to say, because I was thinking at one point, because it's her role in it is Up to Miss Marvel, and because she is genuinely a young actress who's been, and this is her kind of thing, when she was saying things like, and thank you for this, blah blah, like, it felt real. I think that she was able to bring that to it. Any bit, as I said, even the bit falling for the sky when Monica Rambeau, actress, whatever, is the weak link, because that was. She had nothing to it. There's nothing I felt there. But when they're falling through the sky, she's the one like, oh, okay, as if it's fine that you're 5 seconds away from death. The only one that was giving it any gravitas was her. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, remnants of the cough. I do think, like, I personally, like, before we close off on the Marvels, like, she wasn't given much to do, to be honest.
True.
That's the one thing I would say to her. Like, I've seen her in something else, can't remember what it was, and she's decent. I just don't. There wasn't very much in this film for her to do. And it was a sad
True,
part.
but I still think it's chaotic. But one thing, if we're closing up now, I would want to say, you said about no consequence in the films.
Yeah.
One thing that's cracking me up is no, and I just said the word and I've lost it, but no, like, through line. There's no connectivity. Everything
Consistency.
is consistency. Yeah. Thank you. There's no, like, there's nothing that is, even in this film its own, right? And it's something that I think came from films like Thor: Love and Thunder, or different the way that Marvel is now, is the joke's more important than the actual story and the world. Because, and not to ruin the thing you said, but there's a bit where basically there's a whole joke of this alien life that can, they eat people, and it means it's easy to transport them, but it's a nice thing to eat them, basically, right? But you're still thinking, how do you breathe? How do you do this? How do they have people in something with no oxygen for ages? And it's because it's just thing that, but then they land on the planet and it's like they just go everywhere. All these wee creatures just go everywhere, and it's like, wouldn't that be a problem for, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever that is now, that, like, they've got this new alien invasive species on the planet that have just ran everywhere, but because they're cute, you're meant to go, ah, and enjoy the joke here. But it's like, that doesn't make any worldly sense of what we've built before about, you know, letting things on Earth and blah blah, the whole, you know, and there's so many bits like that in it, like the bit where they go to their planet where everyone's language is just that they sing, right? Right? But the thing is, that's, as a concept, could be okay, right? But they sing in English. But then they actually make the point of saying, when one of them speaks normal, she's like, oh, they can't understand you because you're not singing.
You don't sing.
But they're speaking in English and singing in English, and I'm like, that, a baby could tell you that doesn't make sense.
I'm going to say,
do you know what I mean? But that's, the joke's more funny than the plot. Do you know what I mean?
It reminded me of, and I don't know if you guys liked it or not because you are fans of the show. It was this singing Buffy episode.
I love that episode.
Oh, it was so jarring for me. It was like, I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it, but it doesn't make any sense in the whole world of Buffy.
But I thought it did, because they made it make sense with
because of a demon.
Yeah, because they've got that open thing where it's this demon who's a bit more devilish than the rest of them. Is he actual Satan? Is a bit kind of, because they've said about these demon dimensions, these people that can come from anywhere. It made sense to me in the thing, but in a space science form kind of thing, when you're saying, right, this, you could have a planet that only sing and do musical, like that could be a thing, but maybe singing a different language then, if they're not going to, because when you're talking to somebody the way I'm here, what's the difference if there's a beat in the background that you would understand what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree.
It didn't make any sense to.
It was very cringe. It was almost
feel
as
like
Black Girl Magic.
There's oh god, I can't remember what film it is, but there's or maybe it was a series where, like, they encounter a species where they speak by going.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the intonations of that, like, even something like that would make more sense.
Yeah,
well,
like,
100%.
But do you know what I mean?
There is actually places in Africa.
That's where I started laughing.
So
I was going to say,
it has a base. Do you know what I mean? Like, things like that actually derive from something.
Yeah.
But putting in on the nose humour into a movie that doesn't, it's not made for that. Like, see if a joke like that was in a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because it's a bit more out and about that.
Yeah.
And if Deadpool would have probably said something like, how can they not understand? I just spoke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that makes sense for Deadpool to say. But in that, I'm just kind of like,
I just wonder, like, see the countries where we do, like, all that stuff. Like, what would happen if you put a beatboxer in?
I mean,
what's he saying?
They would turn into Wakanda.
That episode just
that is amazing that there is actually people that, like, do that though. That's amazing.
Yeah. There's definitely tribes in Africa, and it's all cliques.
Just before we go over Captain
so
Marvel, just
interesting.
on that scene, there was something I thought, and I wasn't against it, because I think, you know, this is a character that I'm more for. you know, little girls being little girls, little boys being little boys. But there's this thing where Captain Marvel was always meant to be this, I am not a girl. And then they've got this whole scene where our whole thing is to be a princess in a big flowery dress and do a big flowery...
Yeah.
And I know that was kind of meant to be the joke, but I'm like... But it's still saying that she had to marry somebody and be a princess and do this kind of thing. It was like, it was a weird turn. I was like, are they now trying to get back to the market? Was that maybe one of the reshoots? Are they now trying to get back to the market of wee girls being wee girls because they realise wee girls don't usually love kick-ass heroes?
Yes. Yeah. That's a fact.
Wow.
All right. Right. Okay, I didn't know that.
That whole... So they introduced... I can't remember his name. It's like Park Soo-joon was introduced. He was not an original character. So there was, I watched an episode, something on I can't remember who it was. It was someone's YouTube channel again, and they discussed the fact that he was brought in because they wanted to create the Asian market had to be opened up by bringing in some Asian characters. So he's like a superstar. He's like the Tom Cruise over there.
I recognised his face.
So he was brought in very late on, and it opens up the Marvel to this larger market because like Chinese don't like superheroes. It's not very big over there.
Especially
so bringing someone like him in, massive.
But the thing I mean of it is for a minute she's not like this whole like, you know, even the way her costume is or everything, her persona, even the reason it didn't quite gel in the first Miss Marvel is because they basically wrote a guy and made it, is that for this moment she's a flowery princess with a big like star and a thing that just magically comes on her like something out of Disney, and then she's doing twirls and singing and doing a musical bit with this handsome prince, and I was like, oh, this is maybe one of the reshoots and something so that we can sell toys and things to actually wee girls who like princess stuff and that instead of action hero toys that aren't selling because wee boys don't want it because it's Captain Marvel, and wee girls don't want it because they don't want an action hero toy. A lot of them want something else.
It's a bit of a minefield, isn't it? It's showing how Marvel is. They literally got a lot to work on. But
it just having not seen it, it does seem a bit disjointed, mismatched. And that they didn't have, well, maybe they did have an image, but then they saw that the image wasn't going to do very well, and they went, oh, shit, we got to change the image.
2 or 3 times, I think.
I think this is roughly at the same time when Feige was coming back into the fold, or Kevin Feige was going to come back into the fold. I mean, like, he'd literally just wiped Daredevil. He went, this isn't what you should be making. He's come in and he's changed everything, and I think this is probably, he was the guy, I'd say he stepped in and went, reassess this.
Maybe a good segue into the other, I don't know, it depends what you've got there first, but the other Marvel thing.
What's in that magical notebook?
I do have one other magical notebook. It is really so boring looking. I do have another Marvel point, but it's not, I don't think it's what you think.
Right, well, go, you please go.
It's like 3 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
So it's totally new. Mr. Fantastic, it looks like he has officially been cast.
Oh, don't tell me it's Thingy who I think it is.
Wait, I think I saw a thing.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it.
But he's in everything.
Yep.
Oh, I know about this.
Pedro Pascal.
No, man.
No, what? How can you not? Pedro Pascal was like...
Because he's... Stop being... I can't take this guy's everything. He can't be Joel and this dude and Mr. Fantastic.
I knew you were going to bring up The Last of Us in this. I knew it.
No. There is so many other people that could be Mr. Motherfucking Fantastic, man.
I was right. My winner that I said when it was coming out was Adam Driver. I really was when Adam Driver's name was dropped. I was like, wow,
I can see that.
He looks really like exactly what I would imagine.
I mean,
Krasinski. We know Krasinski's not going to do it, right?
Yeah.
He came out and he says that was his opportunity and the crappy multiverse thing that he did. Yeah. Which was a bit...
that was wasted because he would have been the better one.
He was for the best, but he was never going to do it.
I loved the concept of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I love that because I feel like he's done comedy, he understands like emotional depth. He's actually...
And Jack Ryan. He's so good as Jack Ryan.
Right.
Oh, wow.
He could do the action side of it, like... And he understands, like, because he's written films and directed films, he would get it about making the character bigger.
He didn't want
Fuck,
to.
look, we can Pedro
But I can guarantee you
couldn't
it's because he's writing something else and he's got something else in the pipeline of his own that he turned it down. I can guarantee you that. So
Yeah.
it means we're going to get something really good from him because he has a really good track record so
Yeah,
far.
he's going to work on
we
all
don't
this stuff.
See The Quiet Place
But
Part 1 and 2.
Pedro Pascal, I
Oh
don't
no, I love the Quiet. No, sorry, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about the Quiet Place. That's one of my favourite, one of my favourite horror films of recent was the Quiet Place
Yeah.
one. I love that. I love that actor. I think as well as all his stuff. I was
Yeah.
talking about Pedro Pascal there. I'm still mad
No.
about it in the wee corner.
But
I'm not speaking for
so we
15
are
minutes.
we are gonna get we are gonna get. We'll just turn that camera off. We are gonna get something good from John Krasinski because he's turned this down. But is it at the expense? Because while I love Pedro Pascal, I can't picture him in it.
Oh, so I mean, it's literally
I don't know.
it's a borderline. It's borderline confirmed.
It's not Mr. Fantastic, man. I don't. It's
Really,
just,
do you know what I would? Do you know what I would even be happier with? As if it turned around and I would actually make him Doom.
Ooh.
sure.
I think
It's
he would be
just-
a great Doom, but it is
Okay.
pretty much on the line now. I think he's got a pen in hand just now.
I hate to be this cunt. Sorry, I hate to be this
I
guy.
need to believe that one.
I hate to be this guy, but does it just need to be every character that's from the time old where we had like a straight white dude that we just can't be that anymore? Like
I see,
every
right.
single one is it's at the point now where it's like it's just every single one. It's no.
I don't
it's-
see Pedro Pascal as being Hispanic.
But he is
know,
enough.
but I
That,
don't-
enough that movie producers
Yes.
and movie actors can say, "Well, he's this.
I
and
get-
he
I get
appeals
that
to
he
this
is.
market and blah blah. He's not this. He is. He very much is, and he goes in. It's like every single character. But I've been watching a few things recently, and I've been, even though I've quite enjoyed them, I'm like, it's just hilarious how there's no one character in here
Yeah.
who is a straight white dude. They can have a white dude in, but he's pathetic wee guy who gets trampled on by everybody, who is then turns out to be gay. They can't ever just, and it's like, I hate to be the guy going on about this, 'cause I would rather characters in the thing, but when it's so prominent, it's just like, it's every single one. Every single one.
I don't see him as Hispanic. Like, I
But
think
it doesn't-
if you
that
look at
doesn't
some, I don't think personally, I don't think it matters because I don't see if he was suddenly come in with a big massive curly moustache and a Mexican hat on, going hello.
But that's not the
where
point.
is he?
It's-
Where is the Fantastic Four hideout?
I know, but
I'd be
that-
like, what's
But that's
he
not
doing
the
with this
point.
one?
It's not the point of what that's even why he's probably chosen, because he's like soft Hispanic,
Yeah.
right? That it's not like somebody coming out. But it's the point of when funding's getting made, when things are producers not speaking, it's like, well, it's not a straight white man, it's this, because, and it can be still sold as such. It's not. I'd like Pedro Pascal as an actor. I did before he was in absolutely everything. He's boring me now. I don't want to see him as every single character. But it's like, what happened to just have like some Mr. Fantastic? Can he not be just like it's too much, man.
What if he sort of reinvented Mr. Fantastic, kind of like his character in Kingsman Golden Circle? What if he came out with a cowboy hat on, with whiskey in one side, holster and a gun in the other?
You'll find I'm Reed
Then he's
Richards.
just going to be like he's from Mexico, do you know what I mean? Like he's going to, that's what it's going to look like.
What do
there.
the Mexicans do?
With a court hat and stuff to get it after, but like, but that's what it's going to be. Like, you can have characters, but we can still have diverse cast without just totally saying this is what we're not allowed anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I get where you're coming from. I just think Pedro Pascal, like you said, it's like a soft.
But that's why it doesn't. That's not what it matters to me. I'm not like, God damn, these Hispanic. It's just I understand the thing behind it. It's not that I understand why that decision's been taken, and that's annoying. It's in everything. Like, it's, I've been watching some things recently, and I'm like, oh, that's quite enjoyable, but you can still see that very through note through it, and it's like still enjoyable. I mean, I can turn it off and do it, but it's like it gets to laughable amounts sometimes when you're looking at a whole highway of people, and it's just it's the only thing that's left. Do you know what I mean? And it's hilarious.
You've just got to hope that producers and casting directors have seen enough from him to make them go, yep.
I do get that's the one thing.
There has to be enough there.
The one thing
surely.
I do completely agree with is he has in a lot of stuff. I do like him though. I do think he's a great actor, and I would like to see what he does
It's
with
kind
it.
of like Jenna Ortega at the minute,
Yeah, she's bloody everywhere.
because after you see actors in so many things, you're in danger of not being able to see individual characters. You just see the actor.
But they've not caught-
Especially these big franchise roles.
I think
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
like Mando, Joe, thing like that's a
Yeah.
whole different through line of different franchise, different fans
Yeah.
that now need to. You know what I mean? It doesn't quite work.
I think
man.
the new term for it actually is Margot Robbie syndrome. She's the one that's seen as being, oh wait, who is this again?
But
What am I watching? Because she's in everything.
But at the same time, she has been really good at embodying a different character to the full.
Yeah.
So you can't see any of her, essentially.
Margot Robbie, I'll watch that all day.
I like to see all of
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at her in Barbie and you look at her in, like, I, Tonya, for example,
Yeah.
like, two totally different
Yeah.
performances.
No, she's a good actress.
Fantastic.
Great movie.
Like, so much range.
Even
But
so much that they had to stop the Barbie film for a second and go, by the way, she shouldn't have this part because she's too hot. But, you know, it was meant for Amy Schumer. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, you had to stop your film and say that. Just to
No,
Anyway.
I did find that. I thought that was quite funny actually.
Thought it was-
But, before we move off of Marvel, we've got two more topics. Loki. Yeah, I think
Have you seen Loki?
so I haven't,
Yeah.
which I think says a lot about how I'm feeling about Marvel stuff.
I
on the
get
whole.
that.
Yeah, no, I get
Fatigue,
Like, I-
fatigue.
Yeah, I just sort of feel like I don't want to put, like, I would much rather would go and watch, like, Dark. I've started watching that. I would much rather go and put my time into that, knowing that I'm going to get, like, a really
Have you
good
done it
payoff.
with Dark? By the way? Like, have you watched it?
No,
before?
I'm 3 episodes in.
Is
I'm
Dark is
really enjoying it, but I
Swedish?
feel like there's a lot.
Is it a Swedish thing?
German.
German, right, all right, okay.
Oh,
I
highly,
think
highly
I've
recommend. If
picked up
anyone
on
is home, watch it.
Because-
It's possibly one of the best. It was Netflix Germany, I think. Did
Yes.
it. One of the best TV shows.
Because
ever.
I've started watching that. Basically, that oh god, what is it? 8-episode miniseries, similar vibe to Dark, but it's in English. Bodies that popped up.
I've got 2 episodes left on it. I am completely detached. I'm doing my ironing while I watch it.
So rather than watching that, because it's a shorter series, I was gonna wait and watch that with my boyfriend, so it's something that we could watch together. So I started watching Dark, and I was like, oh, do I want to stick like Loki on, or like throw on Disney Plus and just see what Marvel stuff's there? Or do I want to watch Dark and know that I'm actually going to get like good story, good payoff, good
I get it. That's
performances?
been me
Like-
a lot recently. That I knew my little cousin Logan basically came at me and he was like, "You need to watch Loki and all that." And he was like, "You love character development and all that. You need to watch." I was like, "Dude, I'm kind of watched the first 2 episodes, kind of zoned out." Do you know what I mean? He's like, "Get through them," and I was like, "Right." So I did put it on last night. No, I was like, "I'm going to get through these episodes." On my phone and all that, kind of getting disinterested. Last couple of episodes really do bring it in. The last maybe 2, 3.
Yeah,
or
you're
something
right.
like
Yeah,
that.
I'd say the last 2.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
bring it in. You're like, oh, okay, like that way. Like, oh shit, what's going on? Like
How
up for your
many
phone.
episodes in total?
Seven?
Seven. aye,
Seven?
yeah.
Okay.
And they're only maybe 40-minute episodes
Yeah.
because the credits are so long. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't think it came out. I was like 53, and I'm like 53.
Can't be
And it
that.
got to like 41. It was just
I was like, okay,
all right.
We know after. Did I miss any? Or did you see any after credits?
No, I didn't see any.
And the
I
whole
did turn it
series, I
off,
didn't
yeah.
see any. But there was some stuff I don't quite understand, but I kind of like that again. He'd be back in that Marvel bit, a bit like, oh, what does this actually mean? Rather than just. It does seem like there was some different writers and a different head on it. I've looked into some of it and I know that Marvel's changing their whole kind of way now where they're going to have showrunners again instead of
Yes,
just
please.
kind of thank God, right? But this was one of the last ones that didn't have a showrunner. It was kind of done no way. But I think with the people that in charge, it wasn't perfect in any way, but it definitely had something that Marvel's been missing for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
was actually
100%.
quality writing, well done cinematography, thing about characters, and then something to actually hook in. I wasn't really bothered about the whole, what's it called?
Spaghettification.
Yeah, the loom thing. You know,
Yeah.
until the couple of last episodes when they started bringing it, all back to Loki, and it actually felt like Loki's show again. It was called Loki, and it's
And it was
Loki.
actually-
And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, it's about Loki.
Yeah.
No, but I was impressed by the end. Genuinely, I still don't quite know what it all means, but I was impressed.
Well, this was one of the questions I was going to ask. I know you've not seen it, and it doesn't matter too much to you. Well, it's not a spoiler or anything, but obviously the question to you would be, in general, do you not think they've literally just wrote Kang out just by making that the ending?
More or less, I think that
It
was.
it's became Kang has been built up as being this destroyer of worlds, and he owns every universe, and then suddenly, at the end of a TV series, we've got literally the MacGuffin that's just going to be the thing that's there that can do it.
So I heard something I was just watching last night. I heard that for somebody else's source or whatever, but like that basically episode 5 and 6 at the beginning were written totally differently. There was a whole different way they were going to go with it, a whole different thing, and then it was kind of on the cards from even way back for the end of Loki, kind of season 1, and then Marvel like nuked it at the like quite recently and said you need to come up with a last 5 and 6 kind of thing. No, there's a few kind of things flown about. A theory I heard about it was because you know how he goes back in time and all that kind of thing he's going through, is that maybe the idea was they were going to go right back in time to like the Avengers 2012, the fight in New York, they were going to go back, and then by the time other TV shows and that had done that kind of to death and talked about the fight in New York and all that kind of thing, it was like, nah, we're not doing it. But that's just a theory. There could be a lot of other things. But the thing that's interesting about it is apparently writers to other writers around the time were saying to the writers of this that this is the best episode of anything, this is amazing, blah blah. So when it got canned, they were like, oh, that's gutting, why'd that get canned? Even though the writer of it was like, I understand why it get canned, because it wasn't like a whole that's terrible, it's a travesty. It's like, I get it, do you know what I mean? But like it would have been cool if we could have pulled it off. Probably money, probably something else, or maybe something to do with Kang, as I was thinking, and that's why
I feel that everything that's happened with Jonathan Majors and the fact that he's basically, I think he's getting binned, basically. I think and they're already talking about, I think it was, oh God, can't remember what YouTube, I like to always say YouTube, if I get it off of someone on YouTube, I like to say their name, who it was, but I can't remember. But they're literally talking about the trademark titles for different shows and stuff. And then there was one of them came out and it was the Eternity Saga. And the Eternity Saga is past Kang or whatever it was. It was like well past Kang, and it's like they've literally just like trademarked it. So it's like they're going to use that with really quickly. That's going to happen really soon. So are they just going to completely just drop this whole Kang thing and just leave it as it is?
Do you know what? The more I think about it, the more I can't want them to drop the Kang thing. I don't think the Kang thing works, to be honest.
It's not. I agree with you. It's just not worked.
Yeah, but without, even if they'd done the multiverse right? Even if they'd made him this big threat that they haven't, even if they'd done all of that, the thing, just watching Loki and that, the thing that's just not scary about him is that it's not him. It's variants. It's hundreds of that. It's just cannon fodder variant. Like the thing we've seen in like taking the piss out of and Rick and Morty years ago. Do you know what I mean? That it is just like, so even if we get a Kang that we're meant to be all scared about, but he's a pussy, like the guy, like the Victor dude, or another one that's a nice guy, another one that isn't. Or you can just run through them. Like Ant-Man defeated one, or Ant-Man's kid defeated one.
No, that was ants, really.
Exactly. You can just run through them without any actual gravitas fear of who this guy is, because there's just a billion more of them, and you may as well just be against like generic ant-aliens or something, because at the end of the day they're serving the same purpose. You kill one, another one pops up, blah blah blah. When you had Thanos, it was like, Jesus, who's this guy? He came about, he punched the shit out the Hulk and that, and you're like,
this
oh God,
looming threat.
This guy has to be taken out.
That was years and years of development. We've had Kang just flung at our feet straight away.
Yeah.
Years of development of getting Thanos saying, right, fine, I'll do it myself, which he didn't really do, did he?
I agree, but
Marvel got lightning in a bottle with that first build up.
They did, but also,
and then it's almost like they've tried to like spin like yarn into gold like again really quickly though, and it's like you can't do that.
I think lightning in a bottle, I think they did, but what I mean is they did also have a plan and a thing that if they just stuck to, they could have done again. If they just kept going, we'll get the next big bad. Look at Buffy. See the big bad, like just keep upping your big bad. You can go bigger than Thanos, right? There's all these things that you can go bigger than. But they decided to take the route that the comic books died in and say, we're going to go with all these like fake versions of the same characters you've loved before, blah, blah, with a different... That's why the comic books died in a lot of the industry, and they wanted to go that way. Anyway,
the comic books became too disjointed after a while. There was too many different stories.
Marvel.
And then the people can do it. And I think this is where Marvel has fallen in. The actual MCU has fallen into this bit where you don't know. So, I mean, they've now announced that there's going to be a Marvel Spotlight now. So basically when they're making a movie, it's now going to be called MCU Marvel Spotlight, and it means you watch this show completely independently on its own. And it means you don't it'll connect to stuff, but it doesn't mean anything. So this is the whole concept of just trying
it's not
to
timeline.
That's even convoluted. having to have something called Marvel
having
Spotlight.
to clarify that.
Yeah,
well,
it's
says a lot.
convoluted. I used to speak
they need to do something though, just to if they want to keep making content, they have to make sure that people are aware. Like, I don't want to watch the MCU. I want to watch a show by Marvel because I think they do make stuff good.
So, Werewolf by Night is one of the best things I've seen in ages.
The trailer for Echo. Have you seen the trailer for Echo?
No, I'm probably not going to be in love with it. But
You're like,
Dude, you will love it.
yeah.
It's exactly like Punisher.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. See everything that you're thinking of what Echo would be like. It's the
Not
polar
like that.
opposite.
Okay.
It literally opens up with Kingpin's in it, bashing someone's head in, and it cuts to her bashing someone's head in with the blood, with the gore, with all the dirty bits.
All right. Okay.
Not with dirty bits that way. I mean dirty bits and blood.
Yeah, I could be.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you'll be
I
pleasantly
like when
surprised.
gore is left in.
Yeah, I want a Punisher still with more gore than that, and he's proper skull. He's proper skull. I don't want. He's
Yeah, there's literally
You don't want this poxy version.
no.
there's literally a bit where Echo just walking down a corridor and just pulls the gun up to a guy and blows his head off.
Like, this is what we need. The thing that DC could have done 20 years ago and Marvel could have done is having literally different genres of different. You can all be superhero, but you can have different genres. You could do this. None of them have really done it. The other thing is, I always feel that even though we're like so many years later in the Marvel thing, right? What superheroes have we really had? When have we ever seen them really solve crime? When have we ever really seen them do it? It's always been either kind of big thing and then reshoots of the same heroes. I don't feel they've ever really went into the encyclopedia of what they could do and go, well, this person. Then you could literally look back at Iron Man, Captain America and go, they were awesome. The classics, but all these different people are really cool too. Instead of having, female Iron Man, female this, blah, different this guy, but kind of the same. Do you know what I mean?
The only one that really did go down to the street level properly was Daredevil. He went street level crime, that was it. But again, that was one of the best shows that Marvel's ever
Exactly.
made. And it wasn't made by Marvel. Cutting it short, we need to jump over to our sponsor. It is from the wonderful Geekaboo. As per usual, they give us something every single week. And they give us something different. This is me, I picked this. And obviously, it's like Halloween is officially done. And then we're moving into a different season of Jingle Bells and
Halloween is a frame of mind.
But so I kept it the same, so I got this. So it's a Night Before Christmas light. It is absolute. It looks so good.
Yo, so
That wasn't planned.
how much is this
done
and stuff Geekaboo? Because that's actually something interesting.
$24.99, and it's obviously just the logo from the film, but it's a nightlight. I'm starting to get coffee again. Excuse me. Yeah, I seen this and I thought that is really, really quite
Sweet.
cool. Yeah, and
The classic, like, curved hill silhouette. A little bit of Jack and Sally on the top. Cute.
So obviously lights up. I won't set it up, but it is pretty cool. So you can set that in your back, like if you're doing any podcasts or shows, you just like it in the back of your room. You can have that lit up. I just thought that was
Throw that on air
pretty
sign in the
cool.
bin.
Yeah, got it on. That's cool. But
That's
I
so
actually
cool.
might buy that.
Yeah,
I might phone up and buy that.
I know.
That's so cool.
I was so tempted last week when I was taking back the Back to the Future hat. I was like, do I buy this? Do I buy this? But yeah, this is obviously from Geekaboo. It's on Queen Street in Glasgow. They've got an online shop. Please go visit them because they give us amazing stuff every week to showcase and show you guys what is there. So I'll leave that just sitting there for the next few. Well, we've got a wee bit of time left. This is the other thing that we're going to do as well. So we've got hopefully got another deal coming up from. We're doing some mystery boxes. So this isn't the one that we're going to be using shortly, but we're going to get some mystery boxes sent to us and we're going to be unboxing them. Basically, it means that if you're going to buy these for Christmas for somebody, we get to see the crap that's in it before they do, if you think it's worthwhile. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this home tonight and I'm going to do a separate video. And after this video comes out, you'll have another video that'll pop up and it'll be me telling you what is in this mystery box. This was $14.99. This was from HMV. And basically, if you're going to buy Christmas presents, you get to see it first so you can see if it's going to be a lot of crap or not. So after this video comes out, you'll have another video of me doing it, showing you what's inside it, and hopefully every week, coming soon, we're going to have different mystery boxes from different people that each of the guys are going to be opening, and they're going to be taking it home and filming it, and we'll get to see what's inside them.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the mystery box without any of the danger of getting a mystery box. Do you know what I mean? It's awesome.
So if you're doing any
The cost of living do be costing.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that if you're buying a mystery box, it's like the peak contents.
Excuse me, sorry, cough's back. Yeah, so the mystery boxes will be back, hopefully every week from next week, and we'll be doing some different ones and getting to see what's inside them. There's other ones that I've done. I'm going to be releasing some of the videos of other ones that I've done in the past, just as a little bit extra content if that does interest you. So mystery boxes. Next wee trailer that popped up, and I don't know if we talked about it in the chat, but I did see it. Madam Web.
Oh
Yes.
no, I've not seen this. I've seen the What If one. I've not seen Madam Web.
Yeah,
Right,
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's like
It's bizarre.
this is a trailer for a Marvel film that has intrigued me in a way that I've not been intrigued
Yeah,
Alright.
in a long time.
yeah. Very.
It's
It was,
given like it was. I couldn't quite get what I was thinking about it out, and then I'd read it was on Bloody Disgusting, and they were saying it's like giving Marvel superheroes meets Final Destination,
no, you took the words out of my mouth actually.
and I'm like, that is something I can get on board with.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like gory or anything like that
No,
because
I
it's still
don't.
kick good.
Yeah.
But the way that it's done is still it's very Final Destination. Honestly, watch it.
Yeah, well, I actually did hear it was out. I've seen the What
I
If
will
one
say-
pop up, but
It's obscenely long.
The trailer.
I go into this rant about trailers so much.
Callum sent me a
hate.
trailer the other day for something, and I was like, the Ryan Gosling thing, the stuntman thing.
Fall Guy.
Oh, Fall Guy, yeah.
Oh.
And I watched it, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is looking really good. And then I was like, I need to turn this trailer off because now I know
Everything
the
about
first.
it.
Yeah, I know everything that happens in this film.
Yep.
Every bit that should have been a surprise is
Yep.
now known to me. That now I just need to watch it like a romantic comedy where it's like I can just join the dots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas it would have been interesting to see this film be a bit different,
Yeah.
which it is. But the trailer shows you,
I used to love watching trailers. I used to love dissecting them, like getting my kind of preconceptions, then going to see the film, seeing if it matched what the trailer kind of gave. But now it's put me off even looking at trailers. You can get away with it with series in some cases because they've got so much material. Say they've got like 10 episodes in a season, and they put out a trailer that is this kind of 2.5 minute. Don't get it. Why 2.5 minutes? I don't get it.
They all give too much information. They
Yeah,
always
like
do.
the trailers are like short films, but
It's because
now
I
you
think
can't even look at a movie trailer.
you can't
Megan,
because of the way they're done now.
We spoke about this before.
Yeah. They're saying
Megan
to
is
our
the-
company and they basically say
totally
like,
ruined.
put this into a thing. They can show the best bits, do this, and it's like I think. You seen one of the worst ones before it when it was Suicide Squad years ago. That the whole film get changed because of the
Yeah.
trailer. Because they gave the trailer company
Yeah.
and made it look like this kind of neon fun film, but David Ayer's film was not that.
Yeah.
And then the producers go back and go, make it like the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what's happening with everything right now, but there seems to be a different head that goes into making a trailer now, but it's like we need to get people into their seats, so we need to show them what they're in for beat by beat, so that they're there for it, just to kind of sit and turn off rather than saying, this might be something else.
You've taken away exactly. You've made the point of exactly what the trailers are. It's beat by beat. So it's like they'll put over like a big song, and every bullet, every bang, every crunch, every snap, it's the beat of whatever song that's being played. And I think it is so rubbish. That's why
that was awesome. The first
It was
few
good.
days,
Now,
like,
yeah, just stop
and all that.
it,
But
give
now
us-
it's done again.
Yeah.
And again, going back to the Marvels, like there's some songs that I love, but like, see if I need to hear Intergalactic again by the Beastie Boys on a space fucking, it's like
Everyone's
and
done
that's
it.
in the Marvels, and I couldn't when I seen them dancing to Intergalactic in the Marvels, I was like, do you guys do your job? Like, have you not seen that this is every? That's what I would put. If you said you want to make a skit when we're like doing something on space and it has to be its own fun, the cliche thing I would think is put Intergalactic the Beastie Boys, but they're
With
doing
no
it
imagination.
literally like as if it's like something that, and I was like, how many have you not seen other people are doing? Have you not seen this over and over?
Or just come up with something yourself. It's so so unimaginative. But leading from one good trailer that gives away a lot to another trailer that doesn't really give away very much at all. That's Ghostbusters. Have you seen Ghostbusters trailer?
No, I haven't. man.
Yes.
I haven't. But he's
Right.
but is this Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel?
Sequel, yeah, but it's now we're not doing it. We're not calling it like Ghostbusters Afterlife 2 or anything like that. It's just another story.
Yeah.
So it's now called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and it looks really good.
That
it feels
rings
it feels like an 80s Ghostbusters movie
It's like
again.
Ghostbusters, but it is
It
very
feels-
nostalgic.
It's the way that it's made, the way that it's shot, the kind of feel for it, the way it plays out, and they don't give you anything away.
The threat intrigues me because
Yeah.
you don't actually get to see very much.
It's a new villain as well, but it looks
Uh-huh,
like,
like,
nobody
Same
seems to know.
characters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously they're all there, and the Ghostbusters are back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Aykroyd's there, Bill Murray's there. I don't imagine they'll be in it for a
long.
lot of it, but they're there obviously still as the reference points, which I think is great. Dropping them would probably have been a bad idea, but the fact that they're still in it as being the father figures of the Ghostbusters, I think is going to work.
That's what it always needed. The one
Yeah.
that I heard about years and years ago that I think, not anymore, but at its time would have worked perfectly, was around 2005, 2004, when it was meant to be, you know, the original Ghostbusters coming back, but kind of to like Judd Apatow's team, like Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd, blah, 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 blah. And it was going to be them kind of teaching these new guys how to be the Ghostbusters kind of thing. And it would have been at a time where we hadn't lost even, and we were a bit younger, still older as like kind of father figures, but
Enough
a wee
to
bit.
pass the torch.
Yeah. And I think that was I was so gutted that never got made, because I remember hearing that it would do Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd, a few of the other ones, maybe even Steve Carell and stuff like that.
We got Paul Rudd. We got Paul Rudd.
Well, we
did.
kinda, like,
Kinda.
not really in the same way, but 2005 Paul Rudd, right at Anchorman or something, but that sarcastic
Yeah.
asshole kind of streak, but being on the Ghostbusters would have been, I don't know,
Yeah.
awesome.
Perfect. No,
Yeah.
I'm really looking for. I love Ghostbusters. I love it so much.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I really, it is those films that you could go back and watch again and again and again. And Afterlife, I didn't necessarily hate it.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
didn't necessarily
Enjoyed
hate it. I liked how they kind of. I feel like they went down the nostalgia trip and kind of brought back legacy, but not in a cheap way that a lot of people are just sort of doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it made sense. They integrated it in a way that made sense.
It was nice. Right?
It was
It
nice.
was nice,
Yeah.
but it wasn't awesome enough for me to be like, oh, that's what it
Well,
was.
I feel like this will be.
This feels
see.
like I would.
Hopefully.
It feels like I was watching one of the cartoons when I was watching the trailer for this.
That's what I was talking about recently, the real Ghostbusters cartoon, which was actually, what was I saying? No, sorry, it's a computer game that's out for some reason. There's a game you can go and play now that's, you know those games where like one person's the bad guy and the other people. So everybody goes Ghostbusters, one person's Ghost. And it seems like a kind of amalgamation between the films, what they are now, but all the ghosts look like the ghosts for the real Ghostbusters. Like that kind of really weird kind of
Animated,
design.
yeah.
And that was, because that used to be really creepy. I was talking about that all day. Like some of those episodes, the baseball episode and stuff, were really kind
The
of...
kids, it was quite scary for a kids cartoon. Definitely was. It put the shivers up me, I tell you that.
100%.
Hence Frozen Empire.
So I'll have a look. I'll look at the trailer
Tom, I
soon.
see you
Yeah,
down.
I'll be launching the trailer.
So another couple of new things that happened in the news just recently, again, just in the space of a day, is Ted's back. They're doing a prequel of Ted. Seth MacFarlane.
Still not seen Ted 2, but I've seen some funny clips. I've still not seen
Do you
it.
know what? Yeah, it's just as good as the first.
Yeah.
It's just stupid humour, and I like that kind of stuff.
Do you know? See, when you said Ted, I thought you were going to talk about that weird preview that Blumhouse shared when it's what's it called, Imaginary or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
and it's the wee
yeah.
Teddy, and it's just the wee girl's voice going, "He's not imaginary, and he's not your friend." And you're like, "What the?"
I know, I did see the trailer. I was actually going to talk about that, but there you go.
There you go. No,
I always
but
do that, don't worry,
okay,
I
so a
always do.
I know,
prequel,
but
a prequel. Like, are we talking like a 1.5?
So
of
we're
Ted?
talking. No, we're talking back when he's a kid.
He's a
And
teddy bear.
so Ted is a young Ted, and he's a young adult
He's an
learning life.
inappropriate.
Inappropriate kids movie.
See, I've actually been watching a
It
lot
could
of
be really
Family Guy
funny.
recently, and I sometimes I go in and out of Family Guy, but recently I've been like, I do appreciate the kind of just joke after joke. It doesn't have a story. It's like you can tell why it's called lazy writing, because it doesn't have much of a story, the cutaways and stuff. But sometimes some of the things they pick on of just normal day life, but get exaggerated in a cartoon are so kind of like, yeah, it is point on. And Ted, Seth MacFarlane's writing can be really good. I didn't love Ted 1. I thought it was all right, but I didn't love Ted 1. But some of this clips I've seen of Ted 2, I've been laughing at, and even though it's just a wee clip, do you know what I mean?
It's good. It's definitely good. I like 1 and 2. I thought both of them were good.
Am I right in see at the start of Ted? It's been a long time since I've seen either of them. Did we get any footage of like early Ted at the start of the first film? I can't remember.
Can't remember. I don't think so.
So they've got a blank slate then.
yeah.
I actually don't think we did. So I think it was something that pissed me off, because I'm always talking about how things work in a film and blah blah blah. I remember being like, but how's he got a fucking talking teddy bear? Man, like, you can't just say it's his pal when he was younger. Like, tell me how it happened.
I want to see the Thunder song being written. That's all I want.
Was it? Did he make it a life because of something like that? I can't actually remember now. I'm trying to remember. And
There's been clips, not clips. do you call it, pictures of it, like, and it's, I think it's Ted just sitting, and he's like sitting next to a kid, and he's just doing that.
Yeah.
So like, if it's like a 12, 13-year-old boy, and he's literally hanging about with this teddy, I think you could get, and it's clearly it's not going to be PG, so I think it could be really funny.
It could be.
Kind of looking forward to that.
The things with things like that set in the real world just always get. I'm like, wouldn't that change the world if there was a talking teddy bear and people just take it for granted? Like, wouldn't it be like, all right, inanimate objects can be things? Like, why is the world okay?
Scooby-Doo.
Like,
Scooby-Doo, talking dog.
Cartoon. Like, where it's like,
No, they went to live action. Thank you very much.
and it still looked
Spooky Island.
silly. That's what I mean. It's kind of the thing with the Barbie. I said this before, but when they went and supposed to go to the real world and it's all cartoonish, and like if you try to have a real world, I don't know. I'm just pedantic about this shit.
I do. I know. I completely get where you're coming from, because I think that, especially with Barbie, like it was a bit disjointed when it came to the real world. I thought it'd be quite different going from the Barbie thing. I don't know what I was expecting in my head
Just
either.
a real world, not like a fake one. Like
Not
just
like
as bad as
it was very
Barbie
manicured.
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah.
I think
It looked very shiny. I was like, oh, that's no.
Yeah.
it says vision.
Imagine Barbie rocked up in Glasgow.
And,
Kept like, oh, honey, it's not going to look like that.
No.
She's on the road
No,
for
no.
what, she's skating for 2 seconds. I think I said before, and somebody slaps her ass and nobody cares. It's like, that just isn't the real world.
Never
either.
gonna happen.
Do you know? I mean, it's just not the real world. It's no.
No, it's never, ever going to happen. One thing that is happening is Taika Waititi's Star Wars.
Oh, he's going to ruin something else.
No, exactly. This is exactly what I was hoping you would say. So Taika Waititi is still doing it, but the good news was that he's not doing Thor 5. He's 100% off of it. He's been told to beat it. He's been told to do one. But
Was it his decision, or was it theirs?
I know, you're like, no, you're off, mate. You literally crashed Marvel for a good hot second.
I know.
But
Was that his decision, do you reckon, or do you think he was told, like...
I think
he was told to.
Do you ever
one.
watch
To jog on?
Entourage back in the day, right? Like with the man guy Ari.
Yeah.
I think that there was somebody like that. You blah blah blah. This we gave you this. And then he'll go back. Well, I've given it much thought, and I'm going to go to different projects. Like, yeah, I'm sure you have.
There's a director in the back going, what?
I'm making it out like it was his idea.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's what you're saying kind of goes against what I thought, because the fact he's been given Star Wars, I'm like, well, wouldn't you realise it's the same fucking company? Wouldn't you realise like Disney would be like, he just tanked Marvel, why give him Star Wars? And he's like the big idiot kicking about, I can do what I want with things. Wouldn't you be like, no?
I don't want to quote Cartman, but Kathleen Kennedy.
No, all he's going to do is make it gay and lame, man. Put chicks in it.
Make it gay, put a chick in it.
Make it lame. Like.
The chef didn't know what you meant. He was like,
just-
I said make it gay and put a chick in it.
That is what, in fact, a topic I was meant to talk about is
You've just jogged my memory about another trailer that has dropped.
Oh, what?
Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget.
Are you kidding? There's
It's
another
coming
one.
to Netflix on the 15th of December.
I do like a bit of Chicken Run. I would say.
Yeah.
I want to own chickens in my future, and I'm going to name them all after the characters in Chicken Run.
Chickens in my future too.
I want to look out in my back garden and go, there's Babs.
No, I don't know if I'd name them. Maybe the ones that give eggs, but no, I would like to have a farm and have them. I don't know if I'd name them, because then they're so but I kill them and eat them. So
Well, I know that's it. I'm so sorry about this, Stephen. You would give them human names as well to make it harder.
It's time to die. Cut.
Gary, come on in the back.
You'll name them after Marvel characters.
Ones I really don't like, just to fucking fuck with them.
Captain Marvel, you know.
I'd put it behind, carve it in their chest.
Just be feathers in line the Captain Marvel. And then try to fly.
Oh my god.
Before going back into the Halloween situation, we've obviously got Thanksgiving came out.
Yes.
So Thanksgiving is another horror franchise. I know it's kind of coming out at the end of Halloween, which is a shame.
I
Us
quite
as
like that.
Scottish people care.
Sorry.
Thanksgiving. I actually seen this and I was like, I don't care. It's
I know you don't. Yeah, you don't
it's
get it.
not something that I do.
I'm interested because it's one of the last ones I've not seen a horror movie take over a seasonal thing or something about America. It's bizarre that it's not been done before. I think
we've not had a horror movie about like Hanukkah or something like that.
well, no, Snap is probably going to be doing that.
We cut all the jokes in.
No, I'm not going to. I keep bringing it up, but I don't
I
know.
think because it's called Thanksgiving, they're allowed to release it a wee bit later.
Yeah,
I do
I get
get it.
that. I get that. Yeah,
I do
but it's
get
still.
it.
I thought
And
they still
also-
would have brought it out maybe like in just at Halloween time.
With all the other stuff that was releasing like in October specifically, they were going to give themselves so much competition.
That's true. There you go.
And
Marketing.
because I feel like a lot of nostalgia-driven horror came out, especially like with The Exorcist and things like that. So they were just sort of like, okay, you know what? No, we're going to let everyone go and see things, kind of leave October potentially disappointed, and then they're going to get something really good on the end of it because it looks good.
Yeah,
At least
it does look good.
I think it
gonna say
looks
that.
good.
It's got I know what you did last summer vibes about it.
Yeah, like
Really, I've seen it advertised, not seen the full trailer, but I took it in the same thing that it would be like what I said about that CGI crocodile thing. It's like one of those kind of like shark, what's it, like the tornado shark? It's one of these kind of joke
Sharknado.
ones. Yeah. I thought it was going to be one of those kind of joke things. I don't know if I can take a thing about Thanksgiving properly seriously.
I don't think I'm going to take it seriously because it's not something we celebrate. But I do like horror, fandom horror kind of stuff. And I
feel
do
like
watch
as a
a lot of shit.
slasher, it's gonna be up there.
I do believe that Barry's watched it. He's seen it. So, and I think he's got a review coming up. I think it premieres tonight actually. So this episode will obviously be out. But if you've watching this episode, Barry does have a review. Jump over to his channel now and check that out and see.
I think it's
see
a
what he thought.
spoiler-free review as well.
Is it? There you go. There you go.
Just so, like, if people want to get a taste for it before you go and see it, before you spend your money on your tickets.
Yeah.
In Scotland
take a
about Thanksgiving. We all care about that so much. No, I know, but it's
I worked in America.
Right,
I'll
when
say
he's-
that I can go and see a Thanksgiving.
to be honest, Independence Day is one of my favourite films ever, and
Exactly.
like,
You have
but
dug
that was
yourself
to
into
unite
a
the
hole.
world, and like
We need to,
no longer just
But
an
maybe
American
we're all
holiday.
going to be united in like a really good slasher film.
That would
we
need
do
like
need a
big
Burns
turkey
night.
attack as well.
Burns Night horror or something like that.
Yes, like V for Vendetta, but make it horror. I like that.
There's got to be a Scottish horror in there somewhere, isn't there?
Where?
Oh my
In
god!
general,
Imagine
like-
it's
Right.
it's just called Burns.
It's just
It's just about the Buns unit.
Oh my! No, imagine
Just
imagine it's just some sick killer who leaves like riddles at the scenes of murders, and they're all like Robbie Burns poems, but like reworded.
You know how much I don't like old Scottish accents, so I'd probably be like, oh god, this killer has to be caught just so he stops getting his shit poems.
Please stop.
Be original, Jesus.
No, I really liked in a really long trailer. There was multiple points watching it where I was like, it could have been cut off, but I really liked. There was like a shot of like a corn on the cob sitting on the table with like the wee prongs in the end of it, and then you just see this girl. What I imagine is you see someone appearing behind her holding them in their hands, and then you just see them bloody on the floor. And I'm imagining there's like a
Oh, you old head
and
stab.
the ears, because there's like a ringing sound effect in the background.
I always look
And
so
I'm like, oh, I kind of
I like that. I like
kinda
that
like
stuff.
that.
I do like that stuff.
it's given like Terrifier. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I quite like that it looks
Brutality.
like the Terrifier is going to be a Christmas film. That could be quite interesting, being a Christmas film, moving out of Halloween, going to Christmas. That's a good way to go with it.
Yeah.
Because Christmas is beautiful now, but it's got a wee tinge of creepiness with the
It
kind of
is.
thing. So that'll be fun, man. I've put a few people onto the Terrifier recently, so
I'm really excited for that to be a Christmas film.
yeah, that'll be
I think it'll be
interesting.
good. I think it'll be good.
I think, well, but the director seems like he always really wants to top himself. I mean, by his film, like, and his scenes of
Some context.
brutality.
Yeah.
And the gore
Do you know
as
what I mean?
well.
You know, but maybe that's why he's so good at it. But also, like, he always likes to one up himself. That's
Yes,
but. And the last one was mental, so you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah, so the third one will be interesting to see. It will be.
Have you seen the teaser? Have you just watched the teaser?
I
Yeah.
didn't see it. No.
Okay. A lot of people are predicting a lot of things from a teaser that is not actually part of the movie. It's just a teaser that they filmed separately from the film. So the teaser isn't a scene from the film. It's just to give the vibe.
Wait, is it filmed?
I don't believe
No.
so. I think it's still.
I'm still doing it.
I got the thing of what you were saying that the teaser's a teaser.
Yeah.
But I think the teaser's showing it around Christmas is to say it's going to be a Christmas.
Yeah.
It's going to be set at
got
Christmas.
you.
But it's just
Yeah.
him being like, haha, do you know what I mean? I'm here. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, I don't think it's an actual scene. So I'd
Yeah,
say it's
but-
probably during film. The more
Yeah,
publicity they
it's-
get for it, they'll probably get more money. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah,
if
to
not,
make it bigger.
Aye.
But a lot of there's a lot of stick that it's getting because it's not really giving much away. If you imagine like a kid in bed hears noise, goes downstairs, sees like from the back like Santa putting presents under the tree, and she's like, Santa? and turns around and it's
Is it?
Art the Clown.
That's
And
quite good.
like, I'm sorry, but see if I walked down and saw Art the Clown under my tree, I'd be like, yay! Merry Christmas!
No, man, I would be like, hating that I don't have a Second Amendment. But I would clown under the tree.
Oh no, I'd just match his energy. We'd be best pals. But a lot of people aren't liking the fact that this film, because it is around Christmas and because they've put a kid in the trailer or in the teaser, that it's going to be like that level of gore and violence, but towards kids.
I'm okay with
Which
that.
is kind of like, which for a lot of people, you were saying like with Marvel films, they don't want to put like, you can watch a Marvel film and say, okay, this 14-year-old character isn't going to be in imminent danger.
Yeah.
They're not going to allow something to happen to her. Like, so it's kind of that unwritten, invisible line.
Yeah,
in
well,
films.
It's
It's kind of like dogs.
Yeah.
Nothing happens to
Don't
the
touch
dog.
dog.
But there's,
There's a
I
dog.
think there's a reason for that, because now we get like 18 and stuff. There's one above that's like, I can't even remember if it still exists, but it's like is it not the NC? There's one above that basically means it's like it doesn't get released hardly. It's out there
Yeah.
I think
Like what
killing
happened to
kids-
X.
Yeah, I think killing kids and doing things that is something that can get at that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so even though you can have things like the Terrifier 2 where you're doing all these horrible things, you still has to go by censors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And if you're going by the censors and then you've got like a brutal murder of a kid, it makes it into something like Serbian film rather than like a film like Terrifier you can put on and joke with your friends.
Yeah.
I would still say, fuck it. Do you know what I mean?
Fair
Just go at it. As long as you're not doing anything, I don't know, you know, like that weird kind of way. But like, as long as nobody's looked at it, what to jack off. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if it's just like, oh, I didn't believe that, you know what I mean? Then fine. I would be okay, but I do still get it. Do you know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
so.
Well, we're almost done. This is almost out of time. There's one more quick point I was going to ask. So if you give me your, in one sentence, how you feel about this news that came out. But before we go into what it is, please make sure you have liked and subscribed, please. Anyone who's watching it, obviously a like and a subscribe doesn't cost you anything. It is just helps us out, and like as well. Please just give me thumbs up, because it honestly helps the algorithm, it helps boost us. But the last point of news, I didn't see this, so this is apparently something that came out really recently, but just because we're really out of time, just a one sentence, your thoughts on American Horror Story has got another season coming out, and the main cast member that has been cast in it, do you know this?
No.
Oh, Kim Kardashian.
Ah, yes, I do know about this.
So just a one sentence review of what your thoughts are of Kim Kardashian getting one of the biggest TV shows.
Eat a bag of dicks, and she's probably good at that. But like,
She definitely is.
Yeah.
I've seen that video.
yeah, it's-
Do you think
my
they'll
thought on
incorporate the sex tape in the filming?
I think they might. 'Cause
It's horror.
it's
you
horror.
know?
That is a horrifying video.
I don't know how I would.
But there you go. That's
American Horror Story lost it for me at Freak Show.
yeah. I'm going to agree with that.
Roanoke's the only one after that I thought
hated
was
that
like
one too.
That was awful as well. Awful.
I liked the start of it. I liked the kind of creepy kind of period pieces that were like in amongst it. I didn't enjoy the whole season overall, but American Horror Story really lost it for me at Freak Show.
And there you have it. Kim Kardashian has entered American Horror Story, and it is dead in the water for me. That's the best way I can describe it. Absolutely dead in the water.
But it's nothing to do with her.
I know it's everything to do with
it's
her
just-
and the way the
It's
show's
just how
going.
the show is. Do you know?
No, it's dead in the water. I'm not even going to visit it. So that's us. That's us for another episode. Please like, share, subscribe, do anything you can. Jump
And
on our
comment. You don't disagree with it. Or so you do disagree with anything we said. You say, comment. Tell me I'm a dick. Tell this guy that I'm a dick. Do the thing.
Most
Tell
people
me
do.
I'm a lovely person.
Thank you so much. The cough's back just in time. Thank you so much for joining us, Kirsty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
It's
very
been a
much for
good
joining
chat.
us, Ryan.
Much love. See you.
We can do this all day.